Hi, this is Don Schaefer from The Better You once again, and I just want to say, if you don't get my newsletter, I put out a newsletter every week. I talk about it a little bit on this video blog, but if you're interested in my newsletter, by all means, contact me through my website that's listed on this video here, and there's a sign-up sheet that you can sign up for the newsletter. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to take a topic and really expand it, and we've been calling this, change your habits, change your life, because it's so true. We are the accumulation of a bunch of habits, and 95% of everything we do is because of a habit, and all habits are learned from young on. We're not born in this world with a habit, we learn habits. That's the good news, because if we can learn it, we can unlearn it, and we can learn good habits. Well, last week we talked about the 7 steps to developing a habit. I'm just going to touch on these a little bit. Got them on the paper here. Okay, the first step we had was decisions need to be made. You need to decide that you're going to do something and make sure you set yourself up to do it. Step 2 was allowing no exceptions. If you're going to start a habit, there's no exceptions for not doing it. No excuses. You got to do it. Step 3 was don't keep it a secret. Try to find somebody that you can trust so that you can be accountable to someone for the habit, because it encourages you to continue on. Step 4 was have a vision. Be able to envision yourself achieving the habit, because what happens then, you gradually work your way towards achieving the habit. Step 5 was affirmative words, saying I am going to do something, and say it out loud to yourself at least every day. I am going to go jogging, or I am going to, build something. Be able to affirm to yourself that this is what you're doing. Step 6 was be persistent. Have an attitude that I'm never going to give up. I'm going to persist until I achieve it. Yeah, I might have a bad day or whatever, but I'm going to continue to push this. And step 7, learn how to celebrate. Learn how to get yourself in a position where you can reward yourself when you're done, when you achieved your habit. We always say that 21 days, it takes 21 days to develop a habit, and you need to do it every day for 21 days. And after 21 days, it's automatic. It becomes, habits are automatic. But if you miss one day in the middle of the 21, you have to start all over with the 21, because that's the way habits work. They have to be consistent. But once you do something for 21 days and are consistent in that, it all of a sudden gets itself to a place where you don't have to think anymore. It's just what you do. And that's the beauty of the way habits are developed. Well, today, I want to just mention something to this week's topic is one habit you must have. And you're probably scratching your head, well, what might that be? Well, the one habit we must, and every one of us must develop in our life, is the habit of being self-disciplined. That's a hard one. That hurts sometimes, because so many people are not disciplined. And but it can be developed. It can be developed. And it's interesting, because I know we teach parenting classes, and we always tell parents that you need to discipline your children, because when you do that, you're actually doing them a favor, because you're teaching them how to be disciplined, so that when they get older, they will be able to discipline themselves in a lot of areas. And also, one time we were teaching a marriage class, and we were talking about finances. And I remember this because everybody's getting all excited, because we were giving them all kinds of great ideas of how they could, possibly get their finances in such a way where they didn't have to worry about money every month. But then all of a sudden we started getting some sheepish looks, and one of the guys raised his hands and he says, hey, do you have a class that teaches us how to be self-disciplined? And then it kind of hit me, and I said to myself, that is an issue with a lot of people. And and if you want to develop a good habits in your life, you have to have, one must have it, is self-discipline. Because if you can't discipline yourself, you're not going to be able to do the things you really do want to do. Bad habits are easy to come by, hard to live with. Good habits are hard to come by, but easy to live with. That's why we have to develop good habits in our life. And what I always encourage people is to start small, the little things. I know in the newsletter I'm putting out this week, I said, if you're always a little bit late for work, try to be to work 5 minutes early. Discipline yourself. And what happens then, if you get yourself disciplined 21 days in a row, 5 minutes early for work, pretty soon that's just where you are, and that's where you're at, and that's just what you'll do. But then you can go to bigger steps. You can take bigger habits, bigger areas of your life, and you'll be amazed with a little bit of self-discipline.